Your mouth is meant to protect your entire body. It's the gateway. When we say the gatekeeper, it's the gatekeeper for your entire health. It's the basis for what your health internally is built upon. And in my opinion, what I've really realized is that the products on the market, they destroy your good microbiome. They're creating an acidic environment inside your mouth. That's when minerals leave your teeth. That's when breakdown happens of your gum tissue. Anybody that suffers from bad breath, that is the sign, the very first sign that you have the wrong bacteria growing. You are living in an acidic environment. And if that doesn't change, you're going to end up with gum disease and cavities, which then will lead to digestive problems, internal health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, things like that.
That's Trina Felber, and this is episode 283 of Wellness Force Radio, where we discover the physical and emotional intelligence to live life well. Hey, welcome to the show. It's Josh Trent. Today I'm coming to you live from Encinitas to share an incredible conversation I had with Trina Felber, the founder and creator of Primal Life Organics. This is her first time on the show. She's a wife, a mother of three, a dental and natural skincare expert. She's also a certified registered nurse anesthesiologist, a yogi, a paleo advocate, and an educator. And you can tell Trina does a lot in this world like we all do, and today I'm doing a lot. And I've been noticing as the weather's been heating up, I've been hydrating a lot more. This is why I'm all about my greens right now. If you ever find yourself getting bored with water when it gets hot, besides like doing a pinch of sea salt, add a scoop of Organifi green juice into your glass or into your thermos in the morning and in the afternoon. Now check this out. Not only are you going to get all the adaptogens from this amazing, and I truly mean amazing, like it makes me feel amazing, this superfood powder, every time I drink it. But you're also going to get hydration, this micronutrient delivery system deep down to the mitochondria. It hydrates your body because we know when we're thirsty, we tend to eat more food. So do this today. Go to Organifi.com/wellnessforce. You get 20% off the hookup on the green juice. It's less than a few bucks a day, and it's incredibly tasty. I'm actually getting thirsty right now just thinking about it. Go to Organifi.com/wellnessforce, 20% off your entire cart. Use this with everyone you know, everyone you care about. This is the ultimate hookup. Share with your friends and family at Organifi.com/wellnessforce. Now, I have to warn you, this episode, it's going to be controversial. Like, this episode's going to upset some people. There are a lot of lies in the dental world, from amalgam fillings to fluoride to toothpaste containers that have artificial colors and dyes and perfumes, and a host of other toxic chemicals that honestly people are unwillingly ingesting. Well, Trina speaks to the truth about this dental world as an RN, a BSN, MSN, and a CRNA who comes from decades of experience in healing oral health and also in appropriate skincare. Now, this organic model we're talking about when it comes to taking care of the mouth and the skin, we're going to talk about the truth, and we're also going to talk about the lies. And this is the part that people might be rubbed the wrong way from, but it's important to hear. What dentists tell their patients and what's actually great for their patients sometimes can be two very separate worlds. Much like the medical world, where there are certain relationships with products and companies that have invested literally hundreds of millions of dollars. This is the same thing that happens in the dental care industry. It's the same thing. We're shining light on the organic solutions and the truth, this new way of doing things when it comes to taking back your own oral health and taking back your control. So if you've been struggling with oral health, or you've been wondering where you can actually buy reasonably priced and fully organic, non-GMO dental and skincare products, or if you're just curious about what these lies actually are and what the truth is, this is the show for you. We also have a special discount. Wellness Force has partnered with Primal Life. I love these products so much. I met them at Paleo FX. I tried the tongue scraper. Have you ever scraped your tongue with a copper tongue scraper? It is crazy what comes off of the tongue. It blew my mind. It's in the YouTube video. You can find it on our channel. We're going to talk about so much today. The 4 functions of saliva. Did you know that saliva had 4 functions? We'll talk about the antiseptics like Listerine and these products that people are using that destroy everything in the mouth. Like when you take antibiotics in your gut, those decimate the good and the bad bacteria. The same thing happens in the mouth. I did not know this. We wipe out the good and the bad bacteria. We'll talk about mineralized clay and its positive benefits for oral health. And we'll talk about how Trina was able to save her daughter's infected tooth, why she started Primal Life, and the common misconceptions about children's healthcare. Trina is a wealth of knowledge. Be sure to go to the info page at wellnessforce.com/primal life. That's wellnessforce.com/primal life to get your 21-day detox kit, which is heavily discounted for just our audience, and also learn more about Primal Life Organics. I met the owners in person. I've tested their products. This is something I truly stand behind. And this podcast is going to be radically transformative for you if you're dealing with dental or skin issues. Oh, and we also talked about bad breath. Have you ever had your face melted by someone's halitosis? We talk about that on the show today, how to cure that once and for all. So check the show notes page at wellnessforce.com/283, or just head straight to the product page, wellnessforce.com/primal life. Trina, welcome to the show.
Hey, Josh, I'm so excited to be here with you.
This concept of the lies that are in the dental industry, we're going to go deep today. I'm already feeling the energy based on our connection before we recorded. And people that don't know you, they kind of know the Primal Life Organics brand. I mean, you're all over the media, but you're a certified registered nurse, anesthesiast, a yogi,
anesthetist, yeah.
Anesthetist. Thank you for that. You're a yogi, you're a paleo advocate, you're an educator. Like, how did all these things come together? What do you do actually now? Like, what do you tell people in an elevator that you do now?
Well, I actually create health. I'm a natural health expert, natural health nurse. So I really create health through what you put on your skin, because your skin is your largest organ and it really is your protector. Here, this will blow your mind. And this goes for your gums, your tissues, any tissue. It takes 26 seconds for something to get from outside your skin that you put on your skin to into your bloodstream. So if you think it doesn't matter what you're using, you better think again, because 26 seconds and those toxins enter your blood and they travel all through your body.
26 seconds. Who would have thought? The epidermis, our largest organ, and it's crazy because people forget about teeth and the health of teeth, how that impacts everything in our lives. So teeth and skin, they absorb everything all day long. We've had Dr. PERLMUTTER on the show, and we also had the founder of Body Health, Dr. Minkoff, on the show. His wife had so much issues with the amalgam fillings in her mouth, she almost passed away. I mean, he literally saved her life. This fascination with you and teeth care, we're going to dive into kind of the lies in the skincare industry, but going into really understanding what is your passion around the teeth that we have in our mouth. Like, how did that become a thing for you?
Well, you know what? I grew up hearing the saying, good health starts inside your mouth. It begins inside your mouth. And I think a lot of people hear that, but we don't really know what it means. So I really, like, in the course of developing products and really seeing how a healthy mouth impacts your digestive system, your internal system, your blood-brain barrier, it really is where it starts. So I sort of reverse engineered why. I've heard that saying, but why does good health start inside the mouth? And what I've discovered is that the whole design of the products that are on the market are, I call it death by design, but they're designed to make us sick. And the antiseptic products that we're using, the things that are claiming to kill 99% of all germs, are very effective. They are killing 99% of all germs. Unfortunately, they're killing the good germs inside your mouth, the good bacteria inside your mouth. That's actually your microbiome. That's your protector. That's where good health starts inside your mouth. They're also making it, and I just discovered or thought of this recently, the one secretion that no one's talking about, the one body fluid no one's talking about is your saliva. It's probably one of the most important because there are 4 functions of the saliva. And unfortunately, the antiseptic products that we're using are destroying those 4 things that the saliva does so that you don't get protected by your saliva. Your teeth don't remineralize, and the microbiome inside your mouth is actually bad. You swallow that, and that destroys the microbiome inside your digestive system. It's also disrupting that blood-brain barrier as well.
We'll talk about these 4 because that's fascinating to me. I didn't know that there was 4 as it relates to saliva. Mm-hmm. How did you get so interested in this? Was it one day when you were being the masters in nursing anesthesia? Like, how did it come to you that you actually got fascinated by dental care and teeth?
Well, dental care came about because my daughter, at the age of 2, she had a molar that came in, and the molar had a natural cavity in it, a defect. It happened in utero during development, probably, and I didn't realize this could happen for women out there. Just know that, like, it happened probably on the day that tooth was being developed. I had a high fever or some sort of stressor in my body that caused this little reaction in her tooth. So she had a molar had a natural defect. My husband and I took her to the dentist, and the dentist took one look at that tooth and he said, that's a pretty good defect. We'll be able to put a temporary filling in it, but most likely that tooth's not going to last more than a year. We're going to have to end up pulling it. So we both, looked at each other, and I was like, there's no way. I've been making natural products. I know that you can heal the body. Let me take a deep dive into the teeth, into the mouth, and see what I can do. So I discovered Dr. Weston Price, who was a dentist in the early 1900s, studied the third world countries. And when you stop and think about their health, they have these, you see pictures of them, they have these huge, big grins, big jaws, big white teeth.
This is in Nutrition and Physical Degeneration, the book.
Yes. Like when you see these people, like third world countries, they have great oral health. But go beyond that. They don't suffer from diabetes. They're not obese. They don't have digestive issues. They don't have coronary artery disease like we have it here. But those people, when they come to the United States, they start eating our poor diet, our supersized, our highly processed, a lot of sugar. Yeah. And the first thing that goes is their oral care. The first thing that happens is their dental health starts to suffer. And then what happens is they start suffering from the exact same things we have here: high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, digestive problems. So I was looking at what he discovered over there, and he discovered that their soil is very mineral rich. So what they're eating, the fruits and vegetables and plants that they're eating are very mineral rich. So I took that and I found that clay has the same minerals that your teeth need. It's alkalizing to the mouth, and it doesn't allow the microbiome that's harsh on your mouth, which would be like E. coli, and then the things that H. pylori, the things that cause cavities and gingivitis. But it allows your good microbiome to be reestablished and be healthy. So I created my Dirty Mouth tooth powder based on that. And what's really interesting is my daughter, that tooth that was supposed to only last a year, she just lost it. She's almost 11, and it naturally fell out with that original filling still in place. So we were able to save that tooth, keep that tooth intact. And I've been able to help thousands of people around the world actually heal cavities, heal teeth that actually needed root canal. So it's amazing what you can do with just the right ingredients.
What do you think people get wrong when it comes to specifically children, their dental care? Like, what are some of the common misconceptions? I'm sure you explored this with going through, this healing process with your daughter. What do people get wrong about children and healthcare for their teeth?
It's not that they're getting it wrong. It's just that they're getting the wrong information. They don't know. And the problem is the products that we're using. The products that are on the market don't do what they should do. So this is my belief, and I believe the ADA has us brainwashed into believing that we should be brushing our teeth to clean them. And I think that's completely wrong, because if you are healthy and you have a good flow of saliva, one of the things the saliva does is it washes your teeth as you're eating. So it's going to remove the food. It's going to help get rid of the food. And it's also alkalizing. It's going to neutralize the acids in your mouth, which is going to help to put the minerals back in your teeth. The reason we should be brushing our teeth, because, and here's the other thing, using a toothbrush and water is going to be just as effective as using something that's toxic, but you're going to get rid of the toxic stuff. So the reason you should be brushing your teeth, and if you think about this and you start to look at what you're using at home, you will be able to decide whether you're doing something good for your health or you're destroying the microbiome and the environment inside your mouth. So you should be brushing your teeth to alkalize your mouth. And if you alkalize your mouth, you will destroy the bacteria that causes gingivitis and cavities, and you will reestablish the good microbiome inside your mouth that's going to keep you healthy. And you should also be brushing your teeth for mineral content. There should be minerals in your toothpaste or tooth powder, whatever you're using. The problem with our diet, because there's only one way to put minerals back in your teeth, and it's from the exterior. So I have my little tooth here. And if anybody that's watching the video, you can see my tooth.
This is a really sexy looking tooth, by the way.
It's really sexy, yeah. So it's the outside is the enamel, and that is the most mineral rich. And that, as we get older, if we're not replacing the minerals, it starts to get really thin. What's really interesting is when you see the blue underneath, that blue is the dentin. So the dentin is fluid filled. It's the cushion. It has a little bit of minerals in it. It also has properties in it to protect you. So it's like antimicrobial, antibacterial. So it's the protection, because housed inside there is your pulp, which has your nerves and your blood vessels. So really interesting. I'll go off topic for a second because I know you want to talk about the whitener, but this is how peroxide whitens your teeth. As we get older, the enamel starts to wear thin. We lose the minerals from the teeth. If we're not replacing them, then it's going to get really super thin. And the reason most adults' teeth are yellowish or bluish is because you actually can see the dentin beneath. The dentin is not white. The dentin is actually either yellow or it's bluish on people. So when you start to see that miscoloring of your teeth, it's usually because your enamel's thin. What peroxide does and how peroxide actually whitens your teeth is, remember how I said it's fluid filled? Peroxide actually pulls the fluid out, dehydrates your dentin to make it opaque so you can't see the color, so that your enamel actually looks whiter. Unfortunately, it's not doing anything to help your tooth. You're going to feel the sensitivity. The reason that peroxide hurts is because it gets into the dentin and your nerves are right there. Peroxide's an irritant to your nerves and it causes irritation and it hurts. That's why peroxide hurts. So we'll talk later how mine.
Yeah. I mean, should we even be taking in peroxide at all?
Oh, no. I mean, it's going to destroy your microbiome. It's going to hurt you will swallow it and it's going to hurt your microbiome throughout your stomach and your intestines.
So the old adage of, just gargle with hydrogen peroxide to clean your mouth, you're actually killing everything, the good and the bad.
Yeah, you really need a good microbiome inside your mouth. That microbiome. So here's the thing. It's your immune system. And how do I know this? And how do I know it starts inside your mouth? When I realized this, I was like, yes, this is awesome. So when you are, I'm going to take you way back, way.
I want to go way back. Let's pump.
We're going to go way back. All right, we're going to go way back. All right, we're going back to when you weren't even born yet.
I was born in 1980. So is it before then?
It was way before. No, well, it was right before then. No, we're going back to when you were in your mom. You were being developed. It was nice and warm. It was dark. It was cozy. And there might have been a little bit of good bacteria in there to protect you, but there was no harmful bacteria. So you really had no immune system as you were being born. The very first exposure to bacteria is through the birth canal, which is why a vaginal delivery, those babies have a stronger immune system, less allergies, less asthma, is because they're exposed to the bacteria inside the birth canal. That bacteria, as they're being born, gets in the nose and in the mouth. So the first thing the baby does is they cry. That bacteria then goes into their sinus cavities, into their mouth. They swallow the saliva, they drink the milk, and the bacteria feeds and seeds their gut, which basically is sterile at this point. So the very first spark of their immune system is from the bacteria inside the mouth. Unfortunately, this is where the products that we're using are destroying our good microbiome inside our mouth, which is really the communication. We all think of the gut as the second brain and the immune system, but the gut has to be able to communicate with the outside world. And how does it do that? It does that through the microbiome. Your mouth is constantly exposed to the bacteria and the things in the air and the environment. And if you only have bad bacteria inside your mouth, you will swallow that, and that feeds and seeds your gut bacteria. And it's not healthy. It's the wrong kind of bacteria. So you end up with digestive issues. You end up with malabsorption syndrome, leaky gut syndrome. Mm-hmm. I've had so many customers heal their digestive system, not by taking probiotics. That helped, but it didn't heal it. Actually heal their gut by changing the microbiome inside their mouth. If you have healthy, good alkalizing bacteria inside your mouth and you swallow that is the communication to your gut of the bacteria that's healthy, and it feeds and seeds it.
This is so fascinating to
me. Isn't it crazy?
I love this, and I have to chime in here because I'm thinking about how long I was actually born premature. So you painted this window for us and everyone watching and listening where if the child going through the mother's delivery process isn't getting those healthy bacteria to build their microbiome, that's setting them, they're basically set up for a life of taking supplements, taking things that are actually going to do the wrong indications of health, where it could have just happened naturally if there was this regular birth. Why do you think that's happening?
Well, this is what's really cool. So people that have C-sections, it's not all lost, but, as long as the mom has healthy, like she's healthy and there's no health issues, And the reason why she couldn't have a vaginal delivery, what they have tested is doing a vaginal swab and inserting the bacteria into a C-section baby or a preterm baby into the nose and the mouth, so that they get that spark, because it is proven that C-section babies suffer more from allergies as well as asthma and things like that. Their immune system's just not as strong. So for all those moms out there, like, don't fret. C-sections are very important if you need them, but if you can do a vaginal delivery, it's so important. And that's why, because baby really has no immune system, and that is what is sparking it. So that's why oral, like, good health starts inside your mouth. It's all about your microbiome.
Did the lives that you've produced, the children you have, how was that for you? Was that a natural process where they did get the proper things they needed from a microbiome perspective?
Yeah, and they were very, and I actually had twins, so I delivered twins naturally, and they all were very healthy. None of them have allergies or anything like that. Great oral care, using my products, but it really does make a huge difference. The condition inside your mouth.
Yeah,
it's the environment inside your mouth, and that is the communication. I don't know if you know this. This will, like, the lies that they tell you. If you're, and I'm not going to go into fluoride completely, because fluoride. We could do an
entire podcast on fluoride.
Yeah. And it's been done, and there's a lot of information. And most people that are listening to you know fluoride's bad. But here's what most people might not understand about fluoride or know about fluoride. These are some of the lies. So this just blows my mind, because a lot of people, we've grown up on fluoride toothpaste, and we used aluminum antiperspirants. Here's the link with your brain. Aluminum, as you know, has been found in the brains of Alzheimer's. There's a link between aluminum and Alzheimer's. But did you know that fluoride actually opens? You've got that blood-brain barrier. Fluoride is what opens the channel that allows things like aluminum and the bad bacteria to actually get into your brain. It opens the channel. So there's that connection between fluoride opening the channel of your blood-brain barrier so that things can actually get into your brain that shouldn't be in there.
Why do you think that fluoride is still even in the conversation? And, like, what is that actually about? Why is fluoride something that's still being prescribed?
Well, because, I mean, do you really want me to get into the political things of it? Like, I really think that it has to do with the fact that it's making us sick. And from, a big pharma perspective, if we're not sick, we don't need medications.
Yeah.
And, in my opinion, to be honest with you, they know this. The research been done. It's out there. Fluoride's not doing anything for your health. In fact, since we've put fluoride in the water and in toothpaste, our dental health has declined, which means, like, if we follow the Weston price, if our dental health declines, internal health is going to decline also. If you reverse your dental health, you can very quickly reverse your internal health, the other things as well.
Mic drop, Trina, because the big piece about this is most people are using all these products that are the cheapest ones. So there is this cost benefit analysis of, you might be saving $3 here, $5 there on your products, but what's happening with the negative ramifications later on down the road? Like,
and it's huge.
It's so
not
huge.
Just, it's your health. It's heart disease, diabetes, obesity, malabsorption. So if you just stop and think about when you swallow Triclosan, so there's Triclosan in toothpaste. A lot of toothpaste contains Triclosan, which is an antimicrobial, antibacterial. You swallow it. They haven't tested the mouth, which blows my mind because that's where the highest concentration is. They tested your digestive system and the microbiome down there, and it's been proven to decrease the good microbiome and cause cancer. So we're swallowing this stuff. If you have any kind of gut issues, you have malabsorption. So if you take supplements, a lot of people spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. You might be just literally, they might be going straight through you. Like, you might not be absorbing half of that, but you could if you changed the way the microbiome in your mouth all the way through your digestive system. And it's really important for people to understand that leaky gut and malabsorption go hand in hand with your internal health. If things can cross that aren't supposed to cross, like food particles, bad bacteria, you're going to end up with inflammation inside. Inflammation internally, which gets in through your gut as well as your gum tissue, can cause the leak in the blood-brain barrier. It can cause heart disease. The plaque that's in your mouth is the same plaque that's been found in the heart and coronary artery disease. It's the exact same plaque.
Let's pause right there. So that is an interesting fact. I've never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
The same plaque that's in our mouth is the same one that produces CHD.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that plaque is caused by what?
It's the bacteria. Plaque, we talk about biofilms, right? All you biohackers talk about biofilm and how to hack all that. The biggest biggest biofilm in your body is plaque, unless of course you don't have any, but that is probably the most common biofilm. Plaque and then the coating on the tongue. Those are both biofilms. So the bacteria creates that cover so that it protects it, but it gets into your body through leaky gums. So most likely if you have plaque, you have some sort of gum disease. So your gums should be nice and healthy. They should be right up against your teeth. You should not see anything of your root. For a lot of people, as we get older, you start to see a little bit of discoloration that your gums are pulling away. The more and more that your gums pull away, you end up with more issues internally. Mm-hmm. So if you have leaky gum syndrome, bleeding gums, inflamed gums, sensitive gums, anything like that, it's actually leaky gut syndrome. It's the exact same thing, but it's inside your mouth. And if you have leaky gums, that ultimately means that you most likely have leaky gut. So leaky gums is the base of the pyramid. Leaky gut happens next. Leaky brain happens last.
And the visualization for me is every time we're eating a piece of food, whatever's going on in our mouth, the amylase, the protease, the lipase, and the good bacteria that's in there, that's actually how our food and our body get to know one another. And I think people forget this. Like, that's the first entry point for anything that goes on for the blood-brain barrier like you're talking about. So we know that it's important to use organic products on your skin and in your mouth. But have you ever stopped to consider, what do you sleep on? And is that actually affecting your health as well? This dust and toxins and pollen and plastic residue that most people are breathing in from their mattress that's probably too old and uncomfortable. Well, this is why Wellness Force partnered with Birch Organic Mattress. Now, Birch, I have been sleeping on this mattress now for 2+ weeks. Bar none, it's the best sleep I've gotten. We actually have a video talking about with the unboxing procedure and what the mattress is made of on YouTube. So head over to the YouTube channel, check out that unboxing. Now, Birch, this organic mattress is made by Helix Sleep. They use natural latex and certified by the Rainforest Alliance. All the ingredients in this natural organic mattress, they come from literally the earth, even the box. All these products that we see out there in the mattress arena, they're toxic. They have off-gassing. Well, Birch is non-toxic and zero off-gassing. So zero off-gassing. I opened the bed up on our product review video and I smelled it, which is actually kind of funny. And when I smelled it, it reminded me of being a kid in my grandma's cabinet, where they used to put the lavender. Grandma would put like lavender in the cabinet. This is not the case with most of the beds out there. They off-gas and they have all these phytochemicals. We're breathing them in. Well, Birch gives you a quality mattress that's organic. And because you're here with us, you get $200 off. All you have to do is go use the code WellnessForce at wellnessforce.com/Birch Living. That's wellnessforce.com/Birch Living. Use the code WellnessForce. Give this mattress a test drive. If you don't like it, you can send it back, but you won't send it back. It's truly the best mattress I've used in a decade, and it's fully organic, so you can feel good sleeping at night, knowing that you're taking loving care of your body. So if you've been dealing with poor sleep, or honestly, you just want a better mattress, you want a top quality organic mattress, this Birch mattress is the only one I can vouch for. wellnessforce.com/Birch Living and use the code WellnessForce for $200 off your brand new, nice smelling mattress. How important is it then? You talked about the saliva with these 4 aspects. Let's go into that. These 4 segments of the saliva.
And you're talking about that, the amylase, protease, and the saliva and all the breakdown of the food. I also think that's why allergies are on the rise. We're destroying our good microbiome. Your good microbiome inside your mouth is where digestion starts. It's where your immune system starts. If we destroy that, we're going to have allergies. You're going to have food particles. You're going to have gum disease, food particles getting into your body. It's an allergen. If we protect our mouth, you can probably decrease your allergies very quickly and very easily.
Yeah,
so saliva.
The protection aspect. I mean, literally, I'm almost like there's a cop in our mouth, and it's like the good stays in and the bad goes out. Like that's what this is all about.
What it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, your mouth is meant to protect your entire body. It's the gateway. When we say the gatekeeper, it's the gatekeeper for your entire health. It's the basis for what your health internally is built upon. So saliva is really the body secretion no one's talking about. And in my opinion, what I've really realized is that the products on the market that are changing, they destroy your good microbiome. They're creating an acidic environment inside your mouth. When you have an acidic environment inside your mouth, that's when minerals leave your teeth. That's when breakdown happens of your gum tissue. You want an alkaline environment inside your mouth. The way to keep an alkaline environment inside your mouth naturally, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is through your saliva. And this is where the light bulb went off on me just recently. I realized this. The products that are on the market and being sold are destroying our microbiome and creating so if you suffer from bad breath, anybody that suffers from bad breath, that is the sign, the very first sign that you have the wrong bacteria growing. You are living in an acidic environment. And if that doesn't change, you're going to end up with gum disease and cavities, which then will lead to digestive problems, internal health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, things like that.
Sometimes people have keto breath. Is this what we're experiencing?
Keto breath is a little bit different because keto breath is just a little bit different, but I'm talking like bad breath and leading to cavities and things like that. You want to keep more of an alkaline. Even with keto, though, you can keep your mouth more alkaline because of your saliva. So as long as you're brushing with something that's healthy and allowing your good microbiome to grow, your saliva will help to neutralize even the keto aspect, the keto breath, because you'll be more alkaline. What's happening is the products that are destroying our good bacteria are leaving us so acidic. Your saliva has a pH of between 6 and 7, which is very neutral. It's not alkaline enough to neutralize a very acidic mouth, which is what toothpaste is doing, creating an environment that's super acidic. You're eating acidic foods. Your saliva doesn't have a chance. It can't alkalize that enough. If you have a pH in your mouth of 3 or 4, a pH of 6 to 7 of saliva is not enough to alkalize your mouth 24/7. So we're losing the protection. So the things that your saliva does. So when you secrete saliva, it's washing the food away. It's helping to cleanse your teeth, cleanse your mouth. It's alkaline. Alkaline meaning between 6 and 7. So very neutral, but it's meant to neutralize the acids while you're eating as well as while you're not eating so that the bad bacteria can't grow. It can establish the good microbiome inside your mouth. But the other thing that it does, the third thing it does is while it's alkalizing your mouth, it allows the minerals to go back in your teeth. So you only can remineralize your teeth 2 ways. It all happens on the outside by your enamel, not through the blood vessel, through your pulp, but on the outside. So it happens either from the foods that you eat, the toothpaste that you're using, if there's any minerals in your toothpaste, most of them don't have minerals, or from your saliva. Because your saliva, and if you have malabsorption syndrome or pregnancy, both of these things decrease the mineral content of your blood, which ultimately decreases the mineral content of your saliva, which ultimately means that you're losing more minerals than you can put in, especially if you have an acidic mouth. So it's supposed to remineralize your teeth. The last thing, and this is the super important thing that saliva does, is you're salivating all day. It's carrying, because remember, when you were born, what you did was you swallowed that good microbiome. Your saliva carries whatever microbiome is inside your mouth to your gut, and it's the communication tool from the outside world to your digestive system. And if you only have bad microbiome inside your mouth, the kind that causes cavities and gingivitis and E. coli and H. pylori, you will end up with digestive problems. If you swallow good stuff all day, it's going to feed and seed your digestion and actually create more and healthier digestion. You're going to create the microbiome that allows those minerals and the vitamins that you're taking and the supplements you're taking to be able to cross through and actually do what they're supposed to do.
Well, Trina, it's almost like everything we do is connected. I mean, this started as a science conversation and now it's metaphysical, because I think about the way that we rebuild the quality microbiome in our mouth. You talked about minerals. Are there key foods or key minerals that we get to be eating so that we can repopulate the alkaline environment?
Well, the alkaline foods are typically like your greens, your green veggies and things like that. That's the most alkalizing things that you can eat. That's why it's important when you're brushing, because here's the key. If you're brushing with something that is off the shelf, that has the SLS in it, triclosan, artificial colors,
things you can't pronounce.
Sweeteners. The colors, the artificial color. When you're brushing with stuff like that, it's creating acids in your mouth and there's no mineral content to it. So it's actually creating disease inside your mouth. You can't, and what it does, what happens, so E. coli and H. pylori, believe it or not, that doesn't just appear in your stomach. You get that in your mouth. And the people that don't get affected, like I could eat lettuce that has E. coli on it from a restaurant, not knowing, and a friend can. I brush well, she brushes off the shelf. I have absolutely no symptoms. She's deathly sick.
Wow.
And the difference is, because of the environment inside my mouth, E. coli, H. pylori live and thrive in an acidic environment. If you have an acidic environment inside your mouth, you're not going to kill it. If I have an alkaline environment inside my mouth, it doesn't survive. So chances are I can kill it inside my mouth. The minute you swallow that, it goes to your stomach and your intestines where it's more acidic, where it loves, it flourishes, it multiplies. You hit your small intestine and it explodes. You don't have the right type of microbiome in there to destroy it. That's when you get sick. So technically, you should be able to kill most of these things right inside your mouth as long as you're using the right products.
Yeah, and there can be a detox phase too. I've noticed on the site there's this 21-day oral detox kit. This is where you can actually use the cool tongue scraper, which, by the way, can you give us the real deal on the tongue scraper? Like, why is that in the detox pack? Let's talk about that, because I've seen people scraping and I always wonder, is that really doing anything with the tongue scraper?
Oh my gosh, the tongue scraper is great. If you have never tongue scraped, you're going to be amazed. You're going to be like, I can never go without, I'm packing my tongue scraper when I go out of town because it's awesome. So the tongue scraper, mine is copper. And it's super easy to use. And if anybody hasn't used it, really, it adds like 5 to 10 seconds to your morning routine, but it immensely changes your health. The white coating on your tongue is like bacteria, biofilm, all these nasty things. It's sitting there, you're swallowing. When I'm talking about saliva, your saliva, anything that it's taking with it. So it's going to carry that bacteria down into your digestive system. If you want to improve your digestion and the microbiome inside your gut, tongue scraping is one of the things that can do it because it's removing. I get asked all the time, can I just brush with a toothbrush?
Yeah.
So you can, if that's all you have right now. I would say until you can order a tongue scraper or get one, yes, you can use a toothbrush. But unfortunately, a toothbrush kind of wiggles and it doesn't necessarily scrape as well. Whereas a tongue scraper is actually going to glide across and pull that bacteria off your tongue. It only takes like 2 to 3 scrapings and you're good. So it really adds like 5 seconds. I usually do it before I brush. So I'll tongue scrape 2 or 3 times and then brush my teeth.
And the stuff that comes off is not pretty looking. I'll tell you that.
No, but
it does not look that good.
What's really nice is that it pulls that bacteria. Your papillae are what's on your tongue, and that's what your taste buds are. That's how you taste the sweet, the sour, the good, the yummy, the bad. And if you cover that up, your sense of taste declines. But as soon as you scrape that coating off, you actually have better tasting food almost instantly.
Why the charcoal though? Because we know for activated charcoal, it helps to pull toxins when we're eating at crappy food restaurants. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the mouth and this like detoxification so that we can get the good staying in and the bad going out, why do you add the charcoal? Specifically, I think it's a powder, right? It's a powder of charcoal or is it a liquid?
Yeah. So it's a 21-day detox. In 21 days, brushing twice a day, you will have a pretty good mouth. That's a great, like you will pretty much be detoxing your tissues out of your mouth. But it's a 60-day supply. So you just continue on using it and then you're really good. So you brush in the morning with the white one, the white formula, which has, all of my formulas have 3 different clays. And that's really important because there's a lot of toothpaste and tooth powders that have just bentonite. But bentonite is not all inclusive. So mine is a blend of 3 clays plus baking soda. The baking soda, when I was talking about alkalizing your mouth, in order to neutralize acids, you really need to be good and alkaline. And that will last longer and allow that 24-hour protection of your saliva so that all day long after you brush, it's not just 2 minutes of brushing. Like we brush our teeth, we don't think about it. But if you brush your teeth with something that's destroying the alkalinity inside your mouth and the bacteria, your saliva can't protect you 24 hours, which is why we get so sick. But with my tooth powder, because it's got the baking soda in it, can actually neutralize and alkalize very easily. And then 24 hours, you're protected with your saliva a lot better than without. So the black has the charcoal. The activated charcoal is going to help to pull toxins. Like, let me put it this way. Probably the dirtiest place of your body is inside your mouth. It's exposed to everything all day long. And your gum tissue, believe it or not, heavy metals can enter your body through your gum tissue. So clay and charcoal binds to heavy metals and pulls it out. Your gum tissue isn't very thick, so it doesn't take very long. Brushing for 2 minutes and making sure that you're getting your gum tissues with the charcoal and the clay is detoxing as well, will help to pull toxins, not just heavy metals, but all sorts of toxins, herbicides, pesticides, anything that you're exposed to all day long from your gum tissue to keep it healthy. That way, the stuff that's going through is very clean. Your tissue is very healthy.
It's so cool to know that in literally 2 minutes, we can take care of ourselves for an entire day. Like, to me, that's the most exciting thing, because it's just this little act of self-love, self-care. Really, that's what this is. This Primal Life Organics brand, like, we'll talk about the skin in a minute, but you're just basically giving people self-love practices, self-care practices that are easy to do. This is a couple minutes.
I know you're not even, well, I'm not even adding, you should be brushing your teeth anyway for 2 minutes. So it's not doing anything different. It's just changing what you're using. That's all. And here's what's really cool is, I don't know if you've heard of, I'm sure you have, the oil pulling.
Yes, I've tried it. It took like 20 minutes and I didn't really notice anything.
So here's the thing, because I get this all the time from people too. Can I still oil pull? Should I still oil pull? And my answer is, so if anybody doesn't know, oil pulling is like taking a tablespoon of coconut oil. Most people use coconut oil because it tastes better. Olive oil is actually better for you, does a better job. But taking coconut oil, swishing it around inside your mouth for 20 minutes and then spitting it in and what it does is it pulls toxins from your gum tissues and it helps to hydrate and nourish your mouth. What's really cool is that in 2 minutes of brushing with clay, you can actually get a better detox of your gum tissue because clay binds so strongly. So you can oil pull if you want to spend 20 minutes oil pulling, but you don't have to, because the clay is actually going to do the same thing as the oil pulling.
Yeah, and that's really great, because who wants to spend 20 minutes pulling oil every morning? Like, to me, that sounds like a freaking chore. I think about
you. I did it once or twice, and I'm like, this is, I just don't want to do this.
Well, and that's what we always explore on the show is like, we're in this like really curious discovery process of what actually works. Like, how do we get this physical and emotional intelligence so we can live our life well? So from the physical aspect, we've gone pretty deep into mouth care. The show notes are already 2 pages long from all the links that you've talked about. But let's go into the skincare aspect, because with Primal Life, it's not just about oral care. It's about the largest organ we have, the epidermis. It's where we're ingesting things all day long. You know, all the environment that we live in, we're going around with these pesticides when we walk through a field, the skincare products, which there's some interesting things about Beauty Counter we can talk about. Let's start with how do you see the epidermis and its function, and how can we create a safe barrier for the epidermis and the outside world?
So my nursing career 27 years ago started in the burn center. So I worked in a burn center where literally the skin is destroyed. And so my takeaway, what I learned, what I loved about working in there was that I learned how much the skin protects us. And when you have damage to the skin, ultimately you can die from the damage from the skin. That's how much it protects you. It protects every single organ. It's your barrier against infection and the outside world. I also learned you can regenerate the skin. Not if there's too much damage, but you can regenerate the skin and heal it. So my love for the skin has been there for a long time. I became really fascinated with skin and healing my skin. I suffered from acne until I was 40. That was 10 years ago. So I suffered from acne. I had the worst acne. I had scars all over my face. And my biggest goal with my skincare was to help get rid of my acne first. And then when my acne went away within like 2 months, I was shocked because I suffered with it. Using all conventional products, never was able to get rid of acne. And within 2 months, my acne went away, switching to natural. I'm talking completely natural, and we'll talk about the.
Were you literally
look.
just elated when that happened?
Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, now what do? I need to create something that's going to get rid of the scars, because I want to go beyond the acne. I'm done. I'm like, the acne's gone. So then I started creating products that would heal the scars, diminish the scars over time. And that takes longer, but it happens. It can happen. So that's what my product line is. But when you talk about the skin, here's what most people don't quite understand with the skin. And I said it takes 26 seconds for something, good or bad, it doesn't matter, your skin doesn't know, to get from your skin to inside your blood. And we know that in medicine because we give nitro, we can give nitroglycerin through the sublingual under your tongue or through the skin. Here's the difference. Inside your mouth, like we talked about, your amylase, lipase, the things in your saliva and your digestive system start to break down toxins. You send those toxins to your liver, which primary goal is to detox your body, convert it from oil soluble to water soluble so you can excrete it in your urine. In your skin, when you absorb something through your skin, it takes 26 seconds to cross through your skin into your blood. It doesn't go, and your blood, I'm talking your blood vessels. Your blood vessels go throughout your body. So very small percentage ever makes it to your liver. So it's traveling throughout your body. Some of it ends up in your adipose tissue and stays there for a while. So people that go on weight loss and lose a lot of weight initially, you're burning fat. And if you have toxins built up in fat tissue, you can almost get this surge. And that's why I usually tell people, if you get 2 weeks in and you've burned a lot of fat, you're feeling brain fog, you're feeling miserable. Start detoxing. You got to do a detox with yourself. Drink lots of water. You can do some sauna, stuff like that, because you're actually detoxing from your fat tissue, the toxins that might have been built up in there, surged into your bloodstream. And you can almost get like an overdose of those toxins in your bloodstream.
You're mirroring something we heard from Paul Chek, where the mycotoxins from the CAFO meat will get stored and lodged in our fat. And so when people go through weight loss, like you're talking about, they might feel really crappy because their body's also loaded up with detox pathways.
And a lot of people give up. That's when they give up because they feel crappy. But what you're really doing is getting rid of those toxins that you need to get rid of that have been stored up in your fat. So, and it's, when you talk about medicine, anesthesia is based on the law of concentration. So, throughout your body, things kind of equalize. You start burning that fat tissue, you're going to blow it into your bloodstream because that's where it goes. And then it's going to equivocate. And you want to get most of that while it's in your blood. You want to get it to your kidneys and your liver so you can get rid of it as opposed to it being concentrated out someplace else. So basically, skincare is super important. The problem with most skincare is that there's so many toxic ingredients in there. And as women, we use probably between 13 and 15 products a day, including makeup. And mineral makeup is not safe. It's coined as mineral. The term gets you to believe it's safe, but unfortunately, the minerals are actually washed in toxins in order to be able to put in skincare products or beauty products. And those toxins are not washed out.
So with Beauty Counter, there is some things that go on that you found in your research that are a little alarming. I know so many people that love Beauty Counter, actually like women that I trust very well. Why do they not know what you found out?
In my opinion, most people that are looking for non-toxic skincare are looking for no toxin skincare. You know what I'm saying? If you're at the point where you're looking for something that's safer, you're looking for something that's not going to contain cancer-causing ingredients, heavy metals, things like that. And you sort of have to read between the lines. So when I started looking at some of the labels on some other safer type skincare company products, I was actually blown away because I started getting emails from these customers who, my customers, are uber healthy. They want only the best. And they are seeing all of these people, health people, promoting these companies, and they're questioning me. Is it really safer? Is it safe to my standard? My standard. They know my standard is Uber. So I started looking at it because every day I get 10 emails. So-and-so's posting about this. Is this safe? Can you look at this for me? So I started looking at the ingredients, and what I saw blew me away. It totally blew me away. So water is the first thing I want to talk about because almost every product in skincare is made with water. And this isn't just safer, but the safer companies are using water too. What you need to look at, is it purified water? No, most of the time it's not. And I know, from the labels, it's not on the safer skincare companies either. Mm-hmm. It will say purified if it's purified. And tap water contains heavy metals It contains radioactive. It can contain drug waste and bacteria. It contains a lot of things that you wouldn't be putting on your skin if you're looking for healthy alternatives.
Also, in some of the cities, there's been fluoride, specifically Michigan, a lot of fluoride in tap water, which, I mean, it freaks me the hell out. So that's a big consideration, the purified versus the tap.
But yeah. And so if you're looking at a skincare company, and I know a lot of people are concerned about oil because that's what I use, but oil is what your skin needs and it's what it wants. And here's the thing. The first 5 ingredients make up approximately 70% of the product. And when you look at the label of most of these safer skincare companies, water is the only thing I recognize. On some of the products, I've gone 10 deep and I still don't recognize anything that's actually in there doing anything good for your skin. In fact, almost everything is synthetically made. The other key thing this is the thing that really drove me nuts. This is where those hidden pesticides, herbicides, GMO, I don't know, that could be GMO products, ingredients too. When you look at the bottom, you can see that little asterisk. Most companies will put the asterisk and the organic. So our eyes, our brain, it's like it messes with your brain. When your brain sees organic or certified organic with an asterisk, your brain automatically registers that as, oh, it's safe, right? It's completely safe. There's no pesticides. There's no herbicides. There's no nothing. You don't necessarily stop and look at how many ingredients are really certified organic. So I did a count. One of the most popular face serums, or they say it's their most popular face serum, had 46 ingredients in it. There were approximately, I think, 16 that were food-based. So these are things that are grown in the ground, plant-based, oils, essential oils, herbs, extracts, things like that. Out of the 16, there were only 6 that were certified organic. So you've got about 10 products that are grown with herbicides. You can't remove this stuff. In fact, during processing, these things become more concentrated because you're removing the water. So these herbicides, pesticides, who knows if they're GMO because we don't know, it doesn't say non-GMO on there, are in this product. So as you're absorbing, here's the key. The water, this is what drives me nuts too. So the water is the first ingredient. That means that there's probably, in most formulations, between 50 and 90% water. What happens with water on your skin is that it evaporates. It does not absorb. There's 2 problems with that. The first problem is as it evaporates, it destroys your sebum, your microbiome on your skin, and you lose your good protection. That can cause skin conditions and irritations and things like that. But it also pulls the moisture out of your skin and leaves you looking older than you really are, because when you pull the moisture out, you start to see the wrinkles and all those discolorations a lot more. As soon as you hydrate that skin, those wrinkles go away or somewhat away, and you get a better coloring to your skin. But even more dangerous than looking older than you really are is the fact that as water evaporates, anything that's in it becomes uber concentrated, right? Super concentrated. So the heavy metals, anything that would be or could be in that tap water becomes super concentrated. All the herbicides, pesticides become super concentrated. And those things can pass into your skin through the oils that are in that formula. And most skincare companies, because there's water in there, they have to put enhancers to enhance the absorption through the skin. So it doesn't just enhance the absorption of the good stuff, it's actually enhancing the absorption of all those things in the toxins, the heavy metals, the herbicides, pesticides, all those things.
It seems to me that the only safe route for real longevity and health would be to have 100% organic. I don't see how we could go around that as anything other than truth. Why do you think that more people aren't adopting this? And what have you been seeing, by the way, with the adoption rates with Primal Life? Because this company's been around for 5 years now?
7.
7 years.
Yeah.
So in the past 7 years, have you seen an uptick? And why do you think that's happened?
So my standard for my products is above 95% organic. And when I don't use organic, I typically use wildcrafted. Wildcrafted is similar to organic, grown out in the wild. There's no control over what is in that environment because obviously it's in the wild. So wildcrafted is as safe, if not sometimes safer than organic, depending on where it's grown. And beyond that, sometimes there are no alternatives but a regular formula. But my standard for myself is at least 95% organic. Most of my products are 100% organic. And then some of them have a little bit of the wildcrafted in there. But whenever I can, I choose the organic for that reason. And it really makes a huge difference. And the other thing is that when you have oils and essential oils, and I really don't care about the concentration, you should have them not in plastic. They need to be packaged in glass. And almost all beauty companies are packaging in plastic their face care products and skincare products. The temperature changes of plastic. So you can never control where that product is going to be from manufacturing all the way through to someone's bathroom. You can't control if it's going to be extremely hot in a warehouse or extremely cold in a truck. And those temperature fluctuations can change the plastic, and the things in the plastic, I don't care if they're not harmful, they're BPA free, can change. But also the oils need to be protected. The fluctuation and the possibility of light or not light getting through is another factor with the oils and essential oils. So oils and essential oils should always be packaged in glass, and that's not happening.
I think people forget that when the product arrives at a home, it's been through so many different places, like on a pallet in the middle of Arizona, baking in the sun. Who knows? Like, we don't know where things are. So this care that you've put into the way that you actually dealt with your daughter and your own acne, I'm seeing the story now, Trina, of like why you do what you do. And I think that's the undercurrent of everything we've explored today. You gave us a virtual masterclass of skin and dental care. Make sure you guys watch this video. There was cool props that Trina was putting up. You're such an engaging speaker. I really enjoyed meeting you, and I loved having you on the show. You know, for people that are feeling right now, like, okay, she's saying some things that make sense. I want to take that first step, but I'm afraid of the price. I'm afraid of the cost. Let's be honest. Time and money. That's the main thing that people motivate everybody.
When I was looking at those ingredients on Beauty Counter and those products from some of the safer skincare,
yes,
the sizing was the exact same as mine, and the price was actually more than some of mine, and theirs is mostly water. So, you know, we get tricked in our brain. Our brains get tricked into thinking better quality means more money. In the long run, when you buy a serum of mine that's super concentrated, you need so little of it because there's no water. There's no water. So you need so little of it, it will last 3 times longer than that bottle that you bought that has water in it. So the pricing is actually less expensive, but our brain is tricked. We've all been told, we've been brainwashed into believing that being healthy is actually more expensive, no matter what. And it's really not true. First of all, when you outweigh the health benefits of it long term, it's not true. We know that. But also, we don't stop and look at, oh, what is the size of this? Oh, what are the ingredients in this? Oh, it's mostly water. I'm paying for water. I might as well spend the same amount of money, or $5 more or $20 more, and get something that's going to last me 3 times as long. I don't know when this is going to be out, but I'm getting ready to re-release my makeup because I scaled back a little bit about 9-10 months ago, and I did away with my makeup, which was incredible, made strictly from clay and food. So the colors came from food and the staying power came from clay. Totally awesome. But we did away with it. And I started getting, I would call it hate mail. Yeah, pretty much hate mail from some of my customers, because some of these women could not use makeup for the longest time and started using mine, and they loved it. And so I thought, I'm going to do a little experiment. I am going to buy from about 20 different companies makeup that I would assume my customer would purchase. And I'm going to see how it is, because they started telling me, I can't find anything like yours. Yours is the best. So I started buying it. It's mineral. All the colors come from minerals from all these companies. I was beyond that. I thought, I'm still going to try it. I want to see what I'm sending my customers out to get now that they can't buy mine. And I got the makeup and I hated all of it. I couldn't stand it. So I decided I can't do this to myself or my customers. I'm bringing the makeup back. So we're in the process of just reformulating a couple things and relaunching the makeup probably in June. So
Okay, well, this is exciting for all the women and men, but sometimes men wear makeup as well.
Yeah.
We can age gracefully. That's what really this is about. And it's from the inside out. Yeah, makeup is something we put on the skin, but I think makeup, it really starts from the inside. I think about that phrase, to make up. It's like to make somebody up. That's not what we're talking about. We're really talking about what goes on deep down in the cell from a self-care, self-love perspective. I want to ask you this last question because seeing where you came from with taking care of your daughter, going with acne on your own path, and even what you and your husband have created, this kind of Primal Life Organics dynasty where you're helping men and women across the United States. How do you see wellness? Like, what is your definition of wellness in the modern world?
I see it as mind, body. And it starts with the realization that we live in a toxic world. And the better that we can detox our lives, because some things are out of our control, but if we can control what we can control, then we can actually be healthier. And I truly feel that if you're feeding your skin, your body, and your mind with good things, then health happens. And obviously, if things trigger, if there's stress or there's issues, you are better equipped to deal with them. You're in a healthier spot to begin with to be able to heal yourself.
Thank you for that answer. And I love your answers because you have like one foot in science and academia, and you have another foot in spirituality, like what we're actually doing here on planet Earth in these meat suits. So Trina, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to link everything today at a special link. This is wellnessforce.com/primal life. And there you can learn more about Trina and everything she's got going on. Also, we're going to put a gift on that page for you as well. Let's do something really fun for the Wellness Force audience. We'll figure it out, but you have to go to wellnessforce.com/primal life in order to get your gift. Trina, deep bow, hands together. Thanks for what you do in the world. Thanks for the impact you make in wellness.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. Great talking to you as always.
You too. Hey, my friend, thank you for hanging out and growing with me today. Everything you learn on this podcast starts with your morning practices. So from over 200 world-class guests and counting, we've distilled the gems, the best of the best science-backed practices down into a 21-minute morning system guaranteed to increase the positive flow in your day. Get this free and powerful 21-minute life-changing system over at wellnessforce.com/M21. If you enjoyed this episode, tap your phone, share it with someone you care about, because that is how we all get better together. Supporting the show is easy. Leave us a 5-star review right now from your phone. It helps us reach other smart and conscious people like you. Either tap your phone and hit the link in purple that says review this podcast, or go to wellnessforce.com/review. And this show doesn't stop here. We're continuing the discovering process in our private Facebook group. You can be a part of it. All you have to do is go to wellnessforce.com/group, and I'll welcome you at the door. Okay, now you get to go out into your world and live your life well. So until I see you again real soon, I'm wishing you love and wellness